समझ नहीं आ रहा अपने सैलरी इंक्रीमेंट का क्या करूं।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है? अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स के एसआईपी का टॉपअप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
क्या? समझ में नहीं आया।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है? अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स का एसआईपी टॉपअप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
अब समझा।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.
BJP leaders and activists must be wringing their hands in despair. It's a lost opportunity. Imagine the Congress or another opposition party issuing a statement opposing the singing of the revised official version of the national song, Vande Mataram, in schools and colleges. Think of that party's MLAs saying that they were Christians and so would not accept the motherland being personified by Hindu goddesses, Durga, Saraswati, and Lakshmi. And think of students refusing to get up from their chairs when Vande Mataram was being played at their convocation ceremony. These are not imagined or hypothetical situations. They happened in Nagaland last week. Hell hath no fury like a BJP leader having to tolerate such an insult of the national song composed by Bankim Chand Chatterjee. That too, just weeks before the assembly election in West Bengal. In another scenario, BJP leaders would have been calling the ruling party of that state anti-national, urban Naxal, and Muslim League, and even demanding the government's dismissal. In this instance, however, BJP leaders have kept their mouths shut, choosing to look the other way. That's because there is a NDA, not Congress government in Nagaland. The Deputy Chief Minister of Nagaland, Y. Patton, is from the BJP. The ruling party that issued the statement opposing the singing of Vande Mataram is the Naga People's Front, or NPF, the BJP's coalition partner. And the MLAs who spoke against the national song inside and outside the state assembly are from the NPF. The ruling party at the center has to keep quiet about Nagaland's thoughts on Vande Mataram if it wants to enjoy power in the state that will go to polls in early 2028. Last October, the ruling National Democratic Progressive Progressive Party, NDPP, merged with the NPF. It came in the backdrop of the BJP and its allies losing 4 of the 5 Lok Sabha seats in Meghalaya, Manipur, and Nagaland in the last Lok Sabha election. The Congress wrested the outer Manipur seat from the NPF and the lone seat in Nagaland from the NDPP after a gap of 20 years. A result that was seen in the context of the Manipur ethnic strife with Christian cookies at the receiving end. Assam CM Himanta Biswa Sharma had blamed people, quote unquote, of a particular religion for those results. The NDPP-NPF merger is also seen as the regional party's attempt to keep themselves ready if they have to part ways with the BJP ahead of the next polls. The BJP would therefore be wary of stepping on the toes of its Nagaland allies on Vande Mataram. From a single seat in the 60-member Nagaland Assembly in 2013 to 12 each in the subsequent 2 assembly elections, the BJP has come a long way in Nagaland, where Christians constitute 88% of the population. In a state where money and patronage are major swing factors in elections, the BJP still needs alliance partners to survive. Vande Mataram will be its rallying cry in the Bengal election, but not in Nagaland. It's only the latest of the many paradoxes marking the BJP's politics. It woos Christian voters in Northeast and Kerala, but looks the other way when Christians are targeted for allegedly indulging in conversions. It can threaten fish sellers in Delhi and ban the sale of meat and fish near religious and educational institutions in Bihar, arguing that it promotes violent tendencies. In Kolkata, the party says Bengal will have its fish and meat. PM Modi can harp on Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas or Sabka Vishwas, but won't induct a single Muslim in his cabinet. He can denounce revelry culture as dangerous for the country, but allow his party to distribute the same in one state after another. He can condemn family-ruled parties as the biggest threat to Indian democracy, but embrace them in the NDA. Bihar CM Nitish Kumar's son Nishant joined the JDU on Sunday. It is said to be a part of the succession plan that the BJP has been instrumental in laying out in exchange for Kumar handing over the CM-ship to the BJP. In Maharashtra, after Deputy CM Ajit Pawar's death, his wife Sunitra Pawar replaced him in the government and took over the NCP presidentship. Her son, Parth, is set to enter the Rajya Sabha now. Let's look at a few other family-ruled parties in the NDA. LJP of Chirag Paswan, RLD of Jayant Chaudhary, Apna Dal of Anupriya Patel, JDS of SD Devegowda, TDP of Chandrababu Naidu, Hindustani Awam Morcha of Jitendra Majhi, who is a minister at the center and whose son is a minister in Bihar. Rashtriya Lok Morcha of Upendra Kushwaha, whose wife is an MLA and son a minister in Bihar. And NPP of Conrad Sangma. The list goes on. Speaking of Sangma in the context of BJP's paradoxes, PM Modi and Union Home Minister Amit Shah had called the Sangma government in Meghalaya the most corrupt in the country in the run-up to the 2023 assembly election. That was despite the fact that BJP had a minister in that government until the NPP and the BJP decided to contest the elections separately. After the election was over, the BJP rejoined the Sangma government and has a minister in it again. The fact is that the BJP managed these paradoxes rather well in the past. Its victories in the last 3 Lok Sabha elections and so many assembly elections are a testimony to that. It's probably because of PM Modi's charismatic appeal and also because the BJP keeps changing the goalposts successfully and leaves its political adversaries huffing and puffing. The party's stance on Vande Mataram is a big paradox politically. How does a party that ostensibly reveres Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore and Subhash Chandra Bose condemn the truncated version of the national song that these two icons of Bengal had approved? At a stroke of a pen, a Home Ministry official changed the national song adopted by the Constituent Assembly. And how can a party that talks about developed India by 2047 do for one election what's extremely dangerous for the country in the long run? Read the Vande Mataram order of the Union Ministry of Home Affairs carefully. I will cite just one example. Quote, in all schools, the day's work may begin with community singing of the national song. Unquote. This was the Home Ministry order, which added that school authorities should make adequate provisions in their programs for popularizing it. In Nagaland, students sat through the singing of Vande Mataram during the convocation ceremony, and the ruling party opposed it publicly. They could do it because the BJP needs them in Nagaland. The BJP's and authorities' reactions may not be the same elsewhere. See, if Christian or Muslim government servants don't get up and sing it at an official function, or if Christian and Muslim students in Bihar, UP, or Maharashtra, or elsewhere do in schools and colleges what students in Nagaland did. If the administration in a state or district decides to politically weaponize the MHA order, communal tensions would become the order of the day. There goes the Viksit Bharat 2047 slogan and dream. That's the larger message the BJP and the NDA government at the center need to draw from what happened in Nagaland last week. By the way, how many BJP MPs and MLAs can recite the revised official version of the national song? Let's wait for a ceremony where PM Modi and HM Shah, along with other ministers, sing it in full. As an aside, in 2015, in a much hyped ceremony in New Delhi, the Government of India signed a framework agreement with the NSC and IM in the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The frame remains empty 11 years later as a final accord remains elusive. Meanwhile, R.N. Ravi, the Naga peace talk interlocutor who signed that agreement, has become the West Bengal governor. Making peace with the elected government in this case is not exactly his forte, as his record in Chennai Raj Bhavan suggests. Why he has been brought to Bengal, where the BJP is confident of forming the government in a couple of months, is a moot question. That's all from me in this episode of Politically Correct. Thanks for watching.